play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. From the red zone now, Cousins. This will be caught just inside the 10. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up first and goal.
And those first downs do add up. The offense keeps the ball moving downfield and keeps their defense on the bench, giving them a chance to rest.
To the sideline, and a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. Great footwork there, Charles, to dot the I, stay in bounds, get both feet in. He's probably thinking, though, man, I made a catch like that close to the end zone. I should have scored.
Yeah, there's always a regret when you're that close to the goal line. But let's go back to what you talked about before. Getting his feet down. Would you say dotting the I? I can cross the T as well. That was excellent footwork to get in bounds and make a great catch. When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
And this is taken in for a Redskins touchdown. Jamison Crowder in the final seconds of the first half. And the Redskins have made this a one-score game. And it's up. This is good, and it makes it a 16-10 game now. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. The return man here, Dwayne Harris. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. One final try now for Manning. He's got time. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll send you down the coast to Orlando, where we check in with our friend Larry Ridley and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. The Giants have not been careful with the football. The Redskins, though, haven't been able to pull away. But another half where they forced that many turnovers would likely lead them to a win. So that's a wrap for us. We'll head back now to MetLife Stadium for the start of the second half.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Well, the drive starts with Rob Kelly. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll go again with Kelly, and he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
He's going to launch this thing way down, and that's caught inside the 30. It's a pickup of 33 yards, and it'll be first down Washington. So here, the men in charge are going to be looking at whether or not the receiver had possession of the ball as he went out of bounds.
And they have to make sure that the receiver got both feet down in bounds as well.
After review of the play,
The head coach relied on his eagle eye in the sky to make the right call and was told to challenge it, and it looks like it's paid off.
And from a coach's standpoint, when you throw that flag, it's probably a pretty tense moment. Here it pays off.
Yeah, you have that little bit of indecision. You throw it where you feel like you're right, and then you think, uh-oh, did I get it right? In this case, they can celebrate. And that's why you see a lot of teams that like to play 4-3 defense, especially against teams that run the ball really well, because you count on your defensive front.
Looking for Garcon, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Janoris Jenkins. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
So after the INT, it's Manning surveying the field. Over the middle to Beckham. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Eli to OBJ. What a combo. And really, how do you defend them when they're on their game?
Absolutely, and they're on their game in this one. That's really what this offense is predicated on, isn't it?
It really is. It's explosive plays. And it doesn't matter whether Eli throws it 3 yards or 30 yards. OBJ can provide that.
18 yards on the pickup there. And it's first down, New York.
But that's the Kickstarter right there. Eli Manning finding his guy, Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, it's a deadly combination, isn't it?
It really is, but what really makes it work is just how unflappable Eli is with his demeanor, able to maintain his calm and his poise, because we know OBJ, he can run pretty hot and get excited out there.
Sometimes just one-handed grabs for him.
It doesn't matter what it is. Just throw it up there. He'll go get it.
Again, they'll throw with Manning. And oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
And almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up fourth.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off, didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And oh, the gamble fails. It's incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. Well, you know, Charles, understandably, all the talk right now about the Super Bowl. Don't forget this week the Pro Bowl as well down in Orlando. New location, back to the old format, AFC versus NFC.
And I like that. Now you don't have teammates having to play against teammates. I think it's more recognizable for the fans watching the game, so that should be fun. But also, how great is it that for our friends here at Madden, the game is right here in Orlando, so we can just pop over, check out practices, check out all the events leading up to the game. That should be a whole lot of fun, and it stamps Orlando as a big league city.
All right, here we go. Green!
They'll start on the ground with Kelly, and he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
All right, partner, despite my eating habits, I'm not big enough to play offensive tackle, nor am I quick enough. But with the defensive ends nowadays and their speed, those guys have to be able to punch and dance, and it's a tough, tough job to contain them.
They'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on third down. So second down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on third. They go play action. Cousins. He's got time in the pocket. Going up top. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Jamison Crowder, 87 yards. And the Redskins have tied it here. The extra point to come can put them in the driver's seat.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, one by land, two by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goal.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Beckham, 73 yards, and the Giants have taken the lead. Now, he's tough to contain as it is, but in man coverage with a pretty deep pass downfield, really tough to contain.
And it's so difficult because every play you've got to consider he might try and run past you. So your goal as a defensive back is to give him plenty of cushion, meaning lots of space between you and him. If he wants to catch the short stuff, come up and secure the tackle, hit him a bunch during the game, and try and keep him in front. If you turn your head for a second, if your concentration wanes,
bye-bye.
He just takes off and goes, and I think that's what we just saw there.
And that is caught for the 2 points. And the formula there on the 2-point try, they go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. The 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Washington. Chris Thompson with a return of 102 yards. And the Redskins are an extra point away from tying this thing up. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Yeah, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
And that will tie our game here in the 3rd quarter. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Here's Harris to return it. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And the Giants' all-time leader in passing yards and completions and touchdowns, just another connection.
No doubt about it. That's the Eli Manning we know. Pushing the ball downfield and with proficiency.
Finding time. Looking deep downfield. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Manning to Beckham, a